Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Do You Accept This Rose? This is going to be a little bit different because we're podcasting this season.
Yeah, it's a little weird not having to look anywhere except at you.
I kind of like it though. It's like I can literally wear sweatpants. Not like I wasn't like before, but like
yeah, but now Bailey's rocking basically a onesie, but it's just the
it's
same
like what,
shade of
a
tan.
set? It's like a jump,
Yeah, set.
not a jumpsuit.
Like a
Sweat set.
set.
I'm sweat set. Boom. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to say it because I hate her, but like Victoria from The Bachelor, like she wore a sweat set.
Victoria Fuller? Oh, you
Queen
mean
Victoria.
She wore that camo sweat set.
Yeah.
It was like purple camo.
Was it camo or
no,
tie-dye? Okay, anyway, moving on. Podcasting. Find us on maybe all of your podcast streaming services. We're unsure.
I guess it depends on how easy it is to put this on streaming stuff. Anyways, we are on Bachelor now.
Bachelor.
The Bachelor this season is Matt James. Quick little rundown. He's 29 years old. He is the first Black Bachelor, and he got on the show, you probably know more than I do, but just from being best friends with, like, Tyler Cameron.
So Tyler Cameron was the runner-up on Hannah Brown's season. So the season before Peter. He was runner-up. Everyone loved Tyler Cameron. He had, like, a stint with Gigi Hadid for a little bit. But Tyler got like really famous. He became a famous influencer. And Matt James, who he met in college, they've been like best friends ever since. I think they played football together at Wake Forest. So they've just been friends. So I think like when it came time to cast for The Bachelor, because this is like the first time, because Claire/Tasia's season was filmed so late, there wasn't enough time to like pick a guy from that season that they then wanted to be The Bachelor. Because typically like it's filmed in Bachelor is like airs from January to like let's say March, then that airs, and then there's like a fan favorite, and then Bachelorette happens, and that airs in like May or June, I want to say. But because that didn't get to happen, they just had to kind of choose someone they wanted to be The Bachelor. So that's why they chose. And then they were like, you know what, like let's mix it up. It's going to be a completely different vibe anyway. So that's when they choose Matt James, which I kind of like, that we don't really know anything about him. He's never been on the show before, so he doesn't really know how the process works.
Which I think is awesome.
Which we saw was successful with Zach last season.
Yeah.
Because Zach had never watched the show before. So I think it's like refreshing to have people that don't know the rules of things.
Yeah, like they're not playing. And Tayshia kind of did this too, but she had been on the show. Like they're just kind of doing what feels right to them.
Yeah, I mean,
instead of like, oh, well, traditionally I'm supposed to pick 3 people.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're still guiding him with like, okay, you send home like 3 people this week. But, like, say he were to want to send home more, I guess he could. I don't know.
Yeah. It's just nice because, like, he's just as, like, new to this, like, season as we are.
Yeah, and we also don't know, like, he wasn't in love, like, 3 months ago and is now trying to, like, find love again, you know? It's, like, refreshing that we don't know him at all. But
I think he works for real estate.
He's a commercial real estate agent, and then he also, in his free time, volunteers with this organization because he lives in New York City. And I think him and Tyler, like, were/are roommates. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I
but
think they are.
he works for this, or he volunteers for this organization that helps, like, inner city kids experience different, like, workout classes and types of food because otherwise they might not have because of, like, where they're living in the city. So he'll like go to different workout classes and different restaurants and try to like have them experience those different cultures.
So he's like a really good guy.
Yeah.
Basically.
Moral of the story, seems like an awesome guy to begin with.
So then we jump into the girls.
Oh, we didn't even say where the season is getting filmed.
Oh, that's right. And that's a big deal.
Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania, yeah.
And it's at a hotel.
It
looks
you
like
didn't write the name of it down?
I didn't know the name.
Nemacolin. We knew that. Nemacolin Woodlands Resort.
Colon.
Yeah, so it's like gorgeous because it's fall and like the Northeast.
Like
gorgeous.
Best time to have a season of The Bachelor.
Like literally,
fall.
the outfits are so cute by all the girls because it's like cute fall outfits. It's just like everything about it. The leaves are changing.
It looks like legit like a Disney princess castle. Like the whole, like
the hotel itself.
And then the land goes on for like miles, and it's just theirs.
Gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. I think it's also like noteworthy that we know that Matt doesn't live on the hotel, like at the hotel.
Yeah.
During the season.
Like a little cottage.
He lives in like a house.
A beautiful house. I don't know why
gorgeous house.
Cottage.
Yeah, I'm like, it's probably $1 million home. A nice little cottage. Yeah, he lives in a house like, I don't know, a couple minutes away from the resort, which I think is good. So then girls can't go like knocking on his door unless they
enough of that.
Unless they were to like Uber or like walk.
Like ATV.
Bike. Take an airplane. I don't know.
Yeah.
A couple options. But yeah, really vibe with the location of the season so far. But it is funny, like I've seen everywhere how like The Bachelor like literally gets this like elaborate hotel with all these like nice dates, and then The Bachelorette's just like, here's La Quinta Inn, go swim in a pool.
You're like, what the heck? It's 2021, guys. Step it up.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, would you rather be at La Quinta?
No.
Really?
I literally would not want to, like, sweating, just walking outside is a no.
So, before I realized that, like, the main reason why everyone hated it was because it was hot, when I first saw his place, I was like, oh, I'd rather be at La Quinta. And then I remembered that it was, like, 110 degrees.
I guess if I was at La Quinta during, like, 85 degree weather, I'd be good. But, like, I think it was just too hot. I think they misjudged that. I don't know where they could have gone.
I mean, if it's, like, in the dead of summer, they should have maybe not chosen, like, California.
But where would you have gone?
Or maybe, like, a little more north in California.
Yeah.
Like, you could have found a balance.
Like, around Lake Tahoe?
Yeah. I mean, clearly they're creative. Matt straight up got, like, a beautiful, like, fall getaway.
Which I've never even heard of this place before.
No.
Like, whoever wanted to go to Pennsylvania before this? Because I definitely didn't.
Yeah, now I'm like, okay, I guess. What are the real estate prices?
Now I'm like, road trip. I actually, like, the other day was considering looking up, like, how much it costs to stay at that resort.
Was it, like,
I didn't look.
College loan? Oh.
I didn't look. I guess I could look it up. Oh, okay. It's like $500 or $600 a night.
Okay.
That's like minimum.
Oh my god.
Like sometimes it goes up to like $792.
Jeez.
So that's really good to know. So I think maybe one of the homes he's staying in is maybe like a part of the resort. Anyway, getting into the actual.
Getting into when the girls start arriving, I would be lying if I said that I knew most of them. The first episode is a blur.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like, it seemed like the noteworthy things from the first episode. 2 girls showed up in the same dress.
Yep, that's true.
This girl came in claiming to be named Queen Victoria, and she wore like a tiara, and she was annoying.
Yeah, she's foul. Like nasty, and looked blackout drunk the whole night.
Which I'm like, I don't get, because you can only like have 2 drinks unless she was getting like she was like doing something to get more than 2 drinks.
So when I saw the first episode, I was like, she's definitely drunk. Now seeing this week's, I think that's just who she is.
It's dumb.
I think she's just a hot mess. So we met her. We met a girl who was 21 named Kit, who looks exactly like the girl from Queen's Gambit.
Yeah, like literally twins. It could be her.
And her mom is like a fashion designer.
Really?
Her name?
Well, some of the YouTubers I follow, some of the YouTube like influencers I follow, they like were tweeting about her, and they're like, "Go Kit." So I think they like know her in the community of like. She's only 21. Like, there's no shot you're ready for marriage. You're literally going on for clout.
No.
But okay.
And she was like, I'm a fashion blogger. I'm like, no, that means you definitely just tweet about fashion. Her mom is Cynthia Rowley.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
They sell a lot of that at TJ Maxx.
That's what Jenny's the one who told me. And I was like, I don't think I know who that is. And she goes, you've probably seen her name at Marshall's.
Jenny used to work at Marshall's, right?
No, her mom does. Her mom works at Marshall's.
Oh, okay.
Currently.
Okay, I was like, you have to have some sort of connection to like know that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, Cynthia Rowley is a really popular TJX brand. There's another girl I really liked, Abigail.
Yeah, who got the first impression rose?
Is that the one?
Who's deaf?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like has a cochlear implant.
In both ears, right?
Maybe, probably.
And she has to mainly just lip read.
Yeah.
Which is super impressive because she does it so well.
Yeah.
There's no pause or anything when he's talking to her.
Yeah.
There was really sweet.
There was another girl from North Carolina that I think he really vibed with just because he's also from North Carolina.
She's the one who showed up in the truck.
Yeah, so I think
her.
he has a connection of being like, oh, we're both from the South. Like, that's really cool.
I like Chelsea. That's who you also liked. She has like the shaved head.
Oh, yes.
Seems
I like
very
her.
sweet.
I like
very normal.
I like MJ.
Yes, the blonde one.
Yeah, she has like really pretty hair.
Yes.
Like gorgeous hair. I really liked her.
At one point in the past episode, she was like, I'm a big energy person, and the energy in this room is really off.
There's Mary. Is that
What is going on? Mary?
Is her name Mary? Mary? Mary.
What are you talking about?
There's this girl, this name starts with an M and it's short. Do you have the names up still?
Let me see. Let me scroll to the M's. Are you thinking of Maggie?
No.
Mary. So
Mari.
Mari. Okay, I'm sorry.
Is that her? Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people think that like Anna looks like Hannah Brown.
Oh yeah, yep. I can see that.
And then the girl Sara looks exactly like Alexis Rose from that show that I probably can't say.
Oh, and Ileana, personal connection. Well, not personal. It's like second, like 3 times removed from this personal connection.
It's like so
My boyfriend Jimmy.
Jimmy, what's up?
His sister went to high school with Ileana. Weren't really friends, but they know each other. So that's exciting. And
That's
like
cool.
she gets some good screen time. So usually I feel like when someone's like, oh, I actually know that person, they're usually like gone within a second and it's not even exciting.
Yeah.
She's sticking around. She's brought a giant meatball.
Oh yeah, that was
and
weird.
was like, can I put my ball in your mouth?
You know what I have noticed though with a lot of these contestants is a lot of them are on TikTok. Which I'm like
Did they just join?
No, I think they're doing that for fame. Like I literally saw this other TikTok girl, like she wanted to be on The Bachelor and she was like watching it and she's like, why was Victoria cast before me? Like that's crazy.
That's crazy.
Okay, so moral of the story of the first episode, we don't know anyone's name. Really.
No, and like no one sticks out except for Abigail, who gets the rose.
And Victoria is just annoying and causes drama. But some people go home. I couldn't even tell you who.
Nope. You don't have to know him.
And
Matt is very nervous and is very like...
Oh, the one cute thing he did do is like before the cocktail party started, he like, instead of like cheersing, he's like, can we all pray together?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
That's never really happened, ever.
No, and I saw a comment that was like meant to be funny, but it was probably true. They were like, Tasia made it all the way to the end and like could have almost married someone who wasn't on the same page with her about religion, Ivan. And they were like, Matt heard about that and was like, I'm gonna cut that out right now.
Yeah.
Basically right from the beginning was like, if you aren't down with religion,
Yeah, get out.
now's your time to leave.
Yeah, exactly.
It was very sweet. Some of the girls were like, I'm crying. I'm like, okay, take it down a notch.
Yeah, I think they're like heightened emotions. Other thing to note, I feel bad for the people that had to go home. Like the one girl that went home, she was so pissed. She's like, I had to get like 3 COVID tests and quarantine for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that does suck.
And a lot of them didn't get to speak to him, which on the one hand is like, yeah, it's on you. Like, be assertive if you have to.
Yeah.
But also, like, if it's just because of like time management, it stinks that some of them didn't get to talk to him and are like, I did this for nothing, basically.
Yeah.
And because Victoria kept, like, stealing him again and
Yeah.
again and again, so she was cutting into people's
Yeah,
time.
I think you definitely have to do, like, be a certain level of confident, though, to just be like, all right, I'm going to go interrupt and get my time. Because, like, some of the girls literally were sitting back and they're like, oh, I'll get to it. And then they never did, because then they were like, all right, it's time for the rose ceremony, you know? Like, after a certain point, you have to be, like, assertive enough to just be like, all right, I'm going to go and I'm going to get my time.
Like, you know, who had that mentality of sitting and waiting? Ben. You know who didn't marry Tayshia?
Ben. Exactly. You got to just, like, assert your dominance there. Anyway.
So now we're on week 2, which was, like, this week.
Yeah.
We're pretty up to date so far.
Yeah.
And it kicks off with a one-on-one with Bree, who is 24.
I like how you noted the ages. I feel like that's
I think
helpful.
it's important. Especially after last season, I feel like it was a big deal.
Yeah.
So, and he's, oh yeah, I already said, he's 29, so.
Yeah.
She's 24.
So, like,
Pretty good.
it's, like, not the worst age gap in the world.
Yeah. He had given her the first rose in the previous cocktail party.
Cocktail or rose ceremony?
Oh, rose ceremony.
Okay, I feel like the order you give the roses to matters, so.
Okay. Well, I was going to say, like, all the girls could, like, not get over that. Remember when they first said her name? They were like, oh, I'm so jealous. But, like, oh, I guess it made sense. Like, she got the first rose.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, though, like, look back. Typically, the person that they're the most confident in, they say first. So they go on a nice little ATV ride. And I felt so bad. She wore these, like, cute new white sneakers. And they're, like, ATVing through the mud. I'm like, maybe you should have told a girl that, like, hey, wear some, like...
But he was in this, like, very cozy looking, like, chunky white sweater.
And, like, a vest.
Yeah, and so they're riding through the forest they each have their own ATV. And as soon as they stop in a clearing, I was like, wow, you can tell that she was riding behind him because he's still, like, squeaky clean.
Oh, and she had it all over her?
All the front of her, like, including her helmet, were just drenched in mud. So, like, it was kicking back.
Oh, yeah. He was also, like, swerving aggressively, and she was just, like,
She was like, "Yeah, where are you going?"
She was trying to go straight, yeah. I feel like I would have been like her. I wouldn't want to try to, like, knock myself over.
No, especially if that was, like, her first time.
But then they do knock. He then is like, get on the back of my ATV, and he starts trying to do, like, a donut, and the ATV just, like, flips.
Yeah.
And I'm like, if that landed on them, can you imagine?
Like, broken her leg.
Yeah, so.
But she's like, I felt like that was, like, a good date. Like, he was embarrassed. He was like, I don't want to hurt you. But I feel like they laughed so much. It showed, like, how she handled it.
Yeah.
It's all those little moments.
And then they went in a hot tub together, and that was like, how did they get the hot tub out there?
Yes. And also, was she told to bring a bathing suit?
Also, where did the water come from?
Yeah, and
I think she probably was wearing a bathing suit underneath her.
you think they, like, give her the heads up?
Yeah.
Okay, because when they first got out and he like, took his shirt off, I was like, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on.
What's she going to do? No, I think they definitely, like, either pack one for her or they're like, give us a bathing suit, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
It's definitely, they're not just like, hey, get in your bra and underwear. You got undressed, you know?
It was like a wood-burning hot tub, too, which I'd never heard of. So there was,
They've
like,
had it in a
wood.
previous season before. That's the only reason I know.
I just have, like, questions about, like, the mechanics of it, but...
What do you? I think you burn the wood and and it's like.
Won't it get wet?
No.
Where's the wood?
Okay, so you have the tub.
Yep.
And then on another side, you have another little, like, area to hold the wood. Like, they're not in the same thing. It's not like you're sitting on the wood. So the wood's in, like, a separate chamber, but also connected to this tub.
It's just, like, boiling it.
And they have the wood burning, but I think that's, like, then that heat is transferring to the water.
Okay. So is this, like, an environmentally safe hot tub?
Well, it's just a hot tub that you don't need to be, like, plugged in.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, but anyway, yeah, so that's what, getting past the mechanics of that, I mean, that could be completely wrong, but
No,
I think it's just
right.
like you're burning it, and then they're somehow capturing that heat, and it's translating into the water to warm the water up.
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense.
Yeah, no, they're not just, like, sitting
Dropping it in the water.
on wood. They're like, boom.
They do some smooching in the hot tub. And then they go to dinner, and she opens up about her family life. She is the one who, her mom had her when she was 13, which is, like, mind-blowing.
Yeah.
I cannot even imagine. Basically, they were each other's lives, and now her mom is, like, engaged, about to start a new family. I think she's pregnant. And
because if you think about it, she's 24. If her mom was 13, her mom's only 37.
yeah. So, and she was like, I don't know how to feel because, like, I think she feels kind of like she's being, like, left behind.
Mm-hmm.
So she opened up about that. He appreciated that. They both have, I think, absent fathers.
Yeah.
Bonded over that, and she gets a rose.
Yep. I liked her.
Yeah.
I don't
like
think
her
she's
a
going to
lot.
win, but I liked her.
She just seems, like, very genuine.
I mean, like, mark my word. I mean, maybe she will win. Who knows? But, like, initial watch, she was cute, but I don't think she's going to.
She was a good one to, like, kick off the first
Yeah,
date with.
exactly.
Then we move on to the group date, which there is 18 girls on this date.
Which was an absolute mess. Like, how in the world are you expected to remember 18? He definitely was, like, in his room, like, night prior, doing, like, flashcards, like, with the girl's picture on it and the name, and was like, okay, now show me her without makeup on. Now show me her with makeup. You know what I mean? Because it's like some of these girls' headshots don't even look like them either.
No. And I swear there's 4 of these girls that I feel like they're just clones of each other.
Yeah, I don't know how he does it. But anyway, or it's like maybe he has an earpiece in and they're like whispering in his ear.
It has to be something. It drives me nuts. There's no way he'd remember all that. And while they were like reading off all the names, all of the girls, after like the 8th girl, and they keep going, they're all like, wait, what? Like, is this a joke?
How many girls are left?
Well, so there was 18 on the date, so you don't include
the 2 girls that went on the one-on-one, so that's 20, but then like
I think there's
3
a few more though.
a few more didn't get dates at all.
So is it like maybe 25?
That's a lot.
That's a lot of girls.
Okay.
So they all go, and the guy from Tasha's season who took, that was the same guy, right?
Yeah.
The wedding pictures for Zach and Tasha. It's basically the same date, but with 18 people.
I don't know like what their fascination is with this.
I think it's so bizarre. Like, some of them haven't even talked to him yet, and now they have to go, like, pose with him and, like, kiss him for a
It's
picture.
like, I don't even like posing with my friends, let alone, like, someone I've literally had one conversation with.
I would be so stressed out.
And then in some of the pictures, they're trying to, like, kiss him, and I'm like, you literally don't know him.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't want your first kiss to be, like, in
That.
front of, like, all his other girlfriends. It just felt
No.
weird.
So they're doing that, and he maybe got through, like, 7 of them, and then suddenly Chris Harrison pops up and is like, hey, this date is getting a little crazy now. Come with me, Matt. And all the girls are like, huh? And they take him to, like, the middle of the woods.
And they played capture the flag.
Yeah, but you have to, like, throw paint at each other, basically.
But, like, getting paint, and this is my confusion, getting paint on the opponent didn't cause them to not, that was just
Nothing
more like,
happened.
you know,
weren't out.
Yeah.
There was no stakes.
I guess that was where my question was. Because I was like, am I missing something? Or are you just allowed to have paint thrown on you? And that just like, what was the point of the paint? Just to destroy
like,
thousands of dollars worth of wedding dresses? Like I just
you
like,
could have done anything with those dresses.
I just was so confused. But it was like essentially capture the heart. Because you captured a heart.
Yeah, and you had
Like
to
a
bring it back.
plush heart, whatever. And you're split into 2 teams and like, typically on these bigger dates, like the winning team gets to go to the night portion of the date.
Yeah. So
And
like,
then,
red team. It was red versus gold, I think, and red won. Plus the like MVP of the other team.
yeah, it just felt weird. Weird date.
Um,
And then I think it was funny, like the losing team, they went back and they were all just like so pissed. They're covered in paint.
and they sat on the couch.
And they're just
with
like,
their, like dress on.
yeah, and they're just like exhausted. And they're like, well, that date sucked.
Oh, the girl, I think her name is Katie. She's the one who showed up the first night with an inappropriate object
Yeah.
that I cannot say. But I think she was
She's
the one
famous from TikTok. I told you that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, goodness. She, I think, was the one who was crying. It was like, I worked so hard today and I lost. And I was like, I mean, I feel you, but like, calm down.
Yeah, I feel like it would suck though. Like you literally have to go on this date where you go and take pictures. Half the girls didn't even get pictures taken. And then you go and like play flag football, or not flag football. That's probably going to come, though, at some point.
Probably.
Then you go play capture the flag, and it's like in that time period, you might not even have like hugged him.
No.
And I also laughed too, like when they all met up at first, all 18 of them had to hug him. That probably took like 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Hug, 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 hug.
Oh, my God.
You know, felt weird.
Victoria kept, like, interrupting other people's pictures, like the wedding picture. She, like, jumped in when it wasn't her turn. And, like,
Also, she was wearing a bra that you could see.
Yeah, black bra.
With a white dress.
And, like, not only was it, like, oh, you can see through because it's, like, a black bra. It was, like, no, this dress was, like, not her size. And, like, you can see her bra.
It was not good.
And she was like, kiss me. And he does. And I was like, oy.
Yeah, okay,
Matt,
we'll get...
when he kisses, leaves his eyes open.
Yeah. It's like serial killer stuff right there.
It is. Like, that is a trait that if you found out he was a serial killer, you'd look back and be like, that makes sense.
You'd be like, that was
Kiss
telling.
with his eyes open.
Like, I get maybe for like a second or two.
Yeah.
You're like getting acquainted, whatever. But like, close your eyes after that.
Like,
He's like...
it's terrifying.
And like the girls wouldn't know because their eyes are closed.
No, but imagine how scary it would be if like one of them like opened just to like, you know, like smile at him or something and you're like, oh my God. He's giving you like
They're
owl
just
eyes.
like absolutely getting grilled by him, and he's like, hey, what's up? Oh, that's so funny.
He's like, you look beautiful when I kiss you.
I wonder if the producers were like in his ear, like, close your eyes, dude, you know?
So
like
weird.
trying not to like ruin the moment, but also being like, you're so creepy.
Did you send me that thing that was Tyler Cameron tweeted about it?
Yeah.
Like, tweeted at him and was like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah. It's so funny.
It's kind of embarrassing. Poor Matt. So then from the group date, I like don't remember the second half of this group date.
Was there a second?
Yes, because Lauren gets the rose.
Wait, what?
I don't remember who Lauren is.
Did I black out?
That's what I'm saying. I like, when I read the recap today, it was like Lauren gets the rose because they're both Christian or something. I was like, when did this conversation happen?
Wait. I literally...
Dead serious.
No, like, I don't even have, like, the faintest of ideas.
Me either.
Who was on the winning team that would have gone in that?
Victoria. MJ, I think, was. Lauren, apparently. Oh, the only thing I do remember is Victoria is like, there's many sides to me, and I'd like you to get to know all of my sides. Like, she doesn't even elaborate on it, and he's like, yeah, okay, sounds good. And then, like, to the camera, she's like, we had a really deep conversation.
Is this when she's like, kiss me?
Yeah, she does. Oh, yeah, they stand up, and she's like, pecks my.
And he's like not into it.
No, he like pecks her, I think.
He tries to peck her, and she goes in for like the make out, and I think like he being a nice person is like trying to make out with her, and I'm like, this is not good.
She's the only girl that he closed his eyes for.
She's like, I don't want to see you.
Oh,
he's like, and for you, I will squeeze those eyes tight.
Wear a blindfold. Where's those dates that Tayshia went on with the blindfold?
But just he gets blindfolded.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
so that
funny.
was the group date. Then we move on to the second one-on-one, which is with Sara, who's also 24. There's a lot of 24-year-olds.
Yeah, there's a pattern.
She's the Alexis lookalike.
Do people know who Alexis is? S Creek.
From S Creek. They start off flying around in a biplane.
Why did you have to clarify that it was a biplane?
Because it said it on the recap.
You didn't want to just...
This is the same thing as braid on.
You didn't want to just say plane.
Well, it was a small plane.
I know it was. But I think the funny part about it is, maybe this is like why it's noteworthy that it's a biplane.
Yeah, now you say that.
Is that like, it's not one of those planes that like you have a cover over you. It's like the pilot is behind them, and then them two are like together in the front in this little like cozy little area. but they don't have the cover over them. So like her hair is just like flocking left and right. Like she cannot see anything. It's like he's eating her hair, she's eating her hair.
It's like crashing, you can't see.
And I'm like, why was she not like, maybe I'll tie up my hair? And she's also wearing like these really thin, like trying to be trendy sunglasses. And I'm like, what are you doing?
I didn't notice
like
that.
literally, what are you doing? I just noted it and I was like, this is weird. She's also another girl that I keep seeing pop up my TikTok. So I'm like, I think you're in it for the fame.
Yeah.
She just seems really into herself, but okay. Anyway.
But then at the same time, she has this like really like heartfelt story.
Yeah, so they go on this plane, whatever, land. Awesome. Then they go to the night portion of the date and he's like, I feel like she's like not opening up to me fully. Mm-hmm. And then she goes on to tell him that her dad has ALS and he was only supposed to live for 5 years, it was expected.
I think it's usually like 2
to
and if you're lucky, 5.
And now he's at like 5 years or something, but it's like the struggle of living with that and like going through that.
And she quit her job. She was a news anchor, and she quit so that she could help take care of him.
Yeah.
Which is pretty amazing. But then I was like, why are you here?
On the show, yeah.
Like, it seems like you might be on like borrowed time with your dad.
Yeah.
Don't you want to go home?
That's why I'm saying she's in it for the fame. Because she's now on, like, TikTok all the time. And, like, why would you go on a show? Like, and I'm, like, I'm not here to judge another person's life.
No.
But also, like, if you, like, are concerned about it, like, but I also get, like, live your life. So it's kind of, like, the in-between of, like.
Too. Like, he might have been, like, no, like, go do this.
And it's, like, too, like, say he was only supposed to live for 2 years. And now it's 5 years. Like, are you now supposed to not live, like, go out and do things for the next 5 years? Because it might be another 5 years, you know?
Yeah. So it's probably, like, you know, she needed to do something.
Yeah.
Totally get it. It was more just from, like, when she was telling the story and crying.
Yeah.
I wasn't even, like, judging her. It was more of, like, oh, like, sweetie.
But it's also, like, wasn't Matt, like, okay, I get what she's giving up to be here. In terms of, like, I get what she's missing at home. Yeah. So, like, he was like, if you need anything from me, like, let me know. In terms of, like, if you need me to, like, show you that I, like, am into you or whatever, like, I can do that.
Yeah, I thought that was very sweet.
Yeah.
He's a really nice guy. We barely talked about Matt, but he's actually a really nice guy.
I like, yeah, because he's so unproblematic. I think that's my thing. It's like, we're not talking about him because he's so
sweet.
And it's not in the way of like, oh, he's just kind of like coasting by, he doesn't have a personality. It's just like there's no issues with him.
Yeah. And you could tell too that like he's nervous and he's kind of working through it. So he's opening up a little more.
Yeah.
But she gets the rose because if you open up, you're like
it's like, yeah.
And then we go to the cocktail party. And before we jump into the drama that was like Queen Victoria again, I thought it was really cute that he, like, meets up with Abigail, the girl he gave the first impression rose to, and he's like, oh, it's been so long, and she's like, yeah, like, maybe we can have a signal that, like,
oh my God, I almost wanted to turn it off. I was getting so cringe. No, like, it was really, really cute, but, like, it was, like, so cringy at the same time.
Oh my God, we had completely different reactions.
No, like, it was really cute, but I also was like, ah! Like, I wanted to, like, jump out of my skin type of vibes.
Yeah. Well, basically,
like, we're on the same page, but, like, it just was, like...
I think it went on too long.
I also can't ever imagine myself telling someone that, so I think that's why I was, like...
Yeah. But I think that's why he likes her.
We didn't even say what she said. Okay, we'll get to what she said.
She was like... let's have a signal so that if we're in a big group of people and I haven't seen you in a long time, like, I'm going to pull my ear, and if you see me do that, you'll know that, like, I'm basically, like... I miss you, I like you.
I'm thinking about you.
Yeah, and he's like, okay, I'll do it too.
I mean, it was definitely cute. I just, like, can't... I can't even imagine.
I think that he just likes her for that reason, though, because she's just, like...
She
just talks about, like...
what she feels.
Yeah, like, she's not hiding anything. She's not holding back. But also I was like, won't you be stressed out? Because, like, I feel like knowing that I made that be a little like hint, I would always be itching my ear. And be
Yeah,
like, oh
I'd be
no,
like,
girl, I wasn't doing that.
Yeah, literally. And she's like, he really likes me. And he's like, my ear is so
My ear
itchy.
infection.
Yeah, literally.
So that happens, and then Marilyn, who we haven't really seen much of so far, but
noteworthy thing on that. So like, whatever. I literally don't even remember this girl. I think I maybe like don't remember the whole first episode.
She calls out Victoria though in the beginning of this episode. She was the only one. She's her roommate, and she was like, "Oh, you're being really negative," and that's literally all she said to Victoria.
I don't remember that either.
She's the only one who called her out.
But I just remember, like, when Matt pulls Marilyn aside, he was like, I remember you mentioning your favorite flower is an orchid. So then he gets her orchids, and I'm like, who is this? How do you remember that? Because I don't even remember you, you know? Like,
yeah, and also I was like, no way, did you remember that? A producer gave you that.
Yeah, also, like, where did you get these orchids from?
They're behind the couch.
Yeah, like...
And before
like,
that,
the producer would have had to be like, okay, go over to, you guys need to sit at that couch because the orchids are there.
It was in a vase.
Yeah.
It wasn't even just like orchids. It was like in a vase.
He didn't do that. Like,
No,
he did not.
No idea.
He also was like, I don't even know your name, but like, I guess you like orchids. It just felt misplaced because I'm like, I don't remember her at all.
No.
Like,
if it was Abigail, it would have made sense.
Yeah. But this girl... Weird vibes. Okay, anyway.
Well, she seemed like kind of
So
nice.
they have like a nice little like one-on-one time at this cocktail party. And then all of a sudden like him and Victoria talk.
Oh, because Marilyn comes out and shows everyone like, look, he gave me an orchid. And it like shows Victoria like give her the stink eye. And then she goes to Matt and is like, just so you know, Marilyn is like harassing me and makes me feel very unsafe. And I slept on the couch even though he chose to do that. And then he's like, oh, Marilyn's a bully. I need to go talk to her. Yeah.
So then he pulls her, Marilyn, in, and what does he say to her? Because, like, honestly, like, I feel like
He's like, Victoria said that you've been giving her a hard time. Like, basically, he's not, like, accusing her, but he's kind of assuming that Victoria's right.
Yeah, which is, like, always not the right thing to do.
Yeah, and Marilyn, there have been times where people have been called out, I feel like, and you know that they kind of were starting drama, but they try to play it off. Genuinely, this girl was like, I truly have no idea what you're talking about. And started getting really upset, understandably. And he's like, I don't know, I'm just confused, and like left.
Yeah.
And then she goes to Victoria and is like, I think we can move past this. Like, please, like, I don't want drama. And Victoria's like, no.
Victoria is so annoying.
And Victoria's only friends in the house are apparently the producers, because it just shows her following them around all the time, talking
I think
trash.
My thing with Victoria is, I know, like, a lot of bachelor or bachelorettes are like, we don't do it so that, like, the producers get to pick who stay, but, like, Victoria is only staying because of the producers.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, like, she's friends with the producers. Matt didn't even want to kiss her. She's annoying. What is her profession? Why are you calling yourself a queen?
Yeah.
Questions.
But it's not even like, oh, she makes for, like, I mean, I guess she makes for great TV, but it's not like Bennett last season made sense to stay. He was, like, funny and weird and, like, quirky. Yeah. She's just so annoying.
I know. I'm hoping that, like, soon enough it just, like, fizzles out.
I feel like she'll be on for, like, 2 more weeks.
I do, too. I definitely think she makes it onto next week's because they're, like, in the preview. But, like, maybe after that it's, like, over. I don't know.
Yeah, and not to be mean, but the dress she was wearing at the cocktail party.
Yeah, her bra was showing again.
The same bra back. Her black bra is my favorite cast member of this season so far. The dress was awful. It makes me sad. I'm worried about her.
It's like Caitlin Bristow tweet. She's like, did she get it off the same website? Because I guess Caitlin like ordered this dress. Let me see if I can find it. It's a funny tweet.
Oh god. You're like, didn't even fit her. Like, I'm not trying to be mean, but like, girl, you're not even trying. First we have the sweatsuit. Now we have the dress.
Okay. So she goes, I think Victoria fell for the same Instagram ad as me. So like that's the picture. and then she goes, she quotes it and goes, my theory adds up because that's what the dress looks like. So then they get to the rose ceremony and it's like nothing really noteworthy happens until, like, you know, he's, like, calling people's name out.
Did
Great.
he even start? I don't think he even said anyone's names.
Maybe he said, like, oh, maybe not. I don't know. Okay, whatever. They're at the rose ceremony. And all of a sudden, like, they pan to Sara, who already has a rose. It's, like, previously, she's, like, fresh off her one-on-one date. And she's just, like, panicking. She's like, if he keeps Victoria, like, I don't know if I want to stay. I don't know. Which I, like, totally get people that are like that. If you see yourself with someone like that, you're nothing like them. So how would I ever be with you?
Yeah.
I think that's a very valid argument.
And if you're attracted to like
someone,
a bully, basically,
someone that is rude to other people, then it's like, what is that saying about you?
Yeah, like, why would I want to be with you? So, and I feel like it probably was a little bit of, like, she just talked about her dad. Maybe she started to have, like, an emotional breakdown because she's like, oh my God, I'm here. And my dad, I'm away from my dad.
Yeah.
So she starts to, like, black out and, like, falls backward. There was miraculously, like, a producer was like,
no, that wasn't a producer. That was the other girl.
Oh my God.
That was the girl next to her.
Well, they were quick reactions.
Yeah, that was the girl next to her, and then the girl next to her walks her out. That was, yeah, that
was a producer.
No, it was another girl.
Cute.
I mean, like, I would do that. If someone next to me is about
I
to...
just thought it was a producer.
No, I think the girl had, like, heels on.
Oh, yeah.
And then, so then Sarah's just like, you know, so the other girl, like, walks her out, and then she, like, sits, and she's like, I feel like I'm gonna black out, I can't see anything. And then, like, Matt, like, 10 minutes later, like, is like, I should probably go check and see what's happening.
And then it literally hits you with, like, the to be continued.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. Am I watching a movie right now? So, yeah, that was that episode, so no one's even been sent home. We'll find out next week.
Yeah, no. Besides, like, the 3 girls that went home the first week, but...
Yeah. So do you think Marilyn is going home? I feel like it's always the person who's in the right that gets sent home. Or none of them.
I don't think either one are going to go home.
I hope
We know Victoria stays, because we see her in the
we know
preview for next week, but I don't think Marilyn will go home. I'm hoping that eventually Victoria just drops it, which I don't think is going to happen.
I would hope, though, if he actually was considering sending her home, Marilyn, that, like, some of the other girls would be like,
what?
No, like, she's lying.
Yeah.
Like, how could you not? That was so annoying.
But I couldn't even give you, I think we do it maybe, like, next week or the week after.
Favorites?
Yeah, because I don't know. I know, like, 2 people's names.
Yeah. Well, I think we said in the beginning, right, who we, liked so far.
Yeah.
Seemed promising. But we don't even know enough about anyone. Like,
I don't
they
know.
could all be crazy next week.
Yeah. It looks like there's a lot of drama on this season, too. So, like, I don't even know. Like, it literally looks like people are crying, like, left and right. I think halfway through the season, they bring in, like, new girls.
Oh, no. Not again.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they bring in, like, a couple more girls. And there's that whole, like, conflict again of, like, you weren't here since the beginning type of vibe.
Oh, gosh.
That's what they showed in the preview in one of the weeks.
Maybe I haven't seen a full preview then, but I was listening to Rachel and Becca's podcast. What is it, Happy Hour?
Yeah.
And they talked about how there's a sugar mama.
Yeah, that eventually happens too.
So someone comes on and is like, I'm a sugar mama? Or no, like she's a...
No, I think it's like someone... I don't know if it's like when the new girls come on. Maybe one of them is like, I saw you on Instagram. And I know that you're a sugar baby. I know that you're a sugar baby. I don't know. There's something to do with, like, someone's a sugar baby. And it's, like, one of the girls knows it about someone. And I don't think it's about any of the people on there right now. Because I feel like that would have already come out. So I feel like it's got to be when the new people come on. But, I mean, it looks like Matt breaks down. It looks like a lot of the girls break down. So, like...
Yeah, it's going to be a lot for him.
Yeah.
He's not used to this kind of drama.
But I think he eventually proposes to someone.
Yeah.
It looks like it. I mean, like, they show him in front of the proposal area with a ring. So, like...
Hopefully it's another normal ending.
Season. I hope so.
Lucky with Zach and Tasha. We're still together.
I know. Shout out. So, yeah, that's this week's. We'll get back to you next week.
Yeah, see you then.
Thanks for listening.